Sorry about the poor lighting. This is the next victim. And I think this is a 63 or 64 thereabouts. And it's a Harmony rocket. And this belonged to the fellow's grandfather. And he's got his initials on there. His grandfather's initials, so that has to stay. And we're going to gently bring this back into a more playable guitar. Let me get it out of the box here. Now, I'm pretty sure that the knobs aren't original. And that might not be original. And that's not any bother. We've got a few of the wrong screws here, and the pick guard should come up here. These, I think, are Diarman gold foil pickups, and I think they're worth a fortune these days. But the big thing on this is, and I don't know how this is going to show up, this fretboard has been repaired with epoxy or something. And it's in pretty rough shape. So these 3 frets, between them, the fretboard has got to have some work. And we've got to cut a new nut for it. And there's a few parts and pieces. And the bridge is going to have to go on there. So this is a long-term project. The guy's in no hurry for it. So we're going to muck around slowly with it and be patient. And you can see some of the epoxy or whatever. So I'm thinking I'm going to start out with a card scraper on this and try to remove some of that ick. Now, there's no truss rod in this either. So what we got is what we got. Like I said, it's more of an emotional attachment to this thing. Not sure how good the electronics are, but we'll check that out. So we gotta go get a card scraper and work on that. And we're going to take a little bit of time and disassemble a few things and check out the electronics and see where we go from there. I haven't got noise out of it, which is a good thing, because to get at the electronics, it's all got to come out through the F-hole. So we do have sound coming out of it, so we got working electronics. This thing, I'm not sure exactly how it works. This is going to take some exploration and some learning. So come on and learn along with me, and we'll see what we can do with this thing to make it a player again. I still don't know if I got good enough light for that. You can see the first, that's all epoxy been filled in there. Not so much on that one, but it is there, and very little there. So we're going to work that back down into the proper radius with a card scraper. And like I said, I'm not going to go all nuts on it. I'm just going to make it into a decent player and get it as close as I can and not hurt anything. That's the main thing. Don't hurt anything. don't have a super big burr on this thing. I have a fairly fine little edge on it. I'm just working this down very slowly. I'm going to try to get it down to the wood. And whether that takes a couple hours or a couple of weeks, it doesn't matter. That's not the point on this one. This one is not on a time schedule to be back. And I'm just going to muck around with it here and there as I want to. I'm not taking very much off there at all. And we're just getting this epoxy off of here. And try to get it down somewhere. Looks like wood. I'm coming through on this side so far, just touching. And get this. If there's a little bit left over epoxy on there, I'm not worried about that. I just want to get it nice and even and playable. I'm starting to get through to the wood there now. There's definitely a lot of high spots on here. I'm just going to take your time and just slowly bring it down. I'm just trying to get all the crap off of it. Well, we've been picking away at it for a while. You can see wood grain now. And just keep checking with our contour gauge and scraping sand and trying to get the edge of the fret at the same time a little bit. Now, the proper way to do this thing, I think, I only think, would have been to pull all the frets, go at it with a radius block, recontour the whole top, and put new frets in. But we are lacking in skills and equipment. So, like I said, first order of business is don't do any harm. I'm just taking away the schmutz and going to make it play, and it feels really nice now. Not exactly perfect, there's still that little divot. Looks like you got epoxy in every place except for the divot. But it's coming along slowly. Slowly getting there. Well, been working at this for a couple of days. This epoxy has been kicking my butt. But we're getting there. We got the most of it out. Now the problem is, let me get into a good position here. I don't know if you can see, there you go. Somebody has sanded across the grain on that and has put epoxy all the way down. You see the lines going this way? So I am going to have to do this whole fretboard to get it cleaned up. So that's going to be fun. I got days of working on this neck left. But where I have worked on it, it's getting there. It's slowly getting there. Just getting the major crap off of it. You can see the dust in there. But yeah, we're using the card scraper and an X-Acto knife and 400 grit paper so far. And we'll bring it up to a lot higher grit than that, but at least we got the lines going the same way as the grain now. But you can see it's embedded right into the wood. There's one I've just started on and one that I haven't done yet. So Yeah, this is turning into be an interesting project. But, like I said, day 2 of working on this neck. Probably a few more days to go. So, I'm about to start day 3 on this thing. And we're getting there, slowly but surely. Now when I say day 3, it's only the 3rd physical day that I've been working on it. I don't put in like 8 or 10 hours on it, just a little bit at a time. When I get tired or my fingers get sore, I take a break. So it's coming along slowly but surely. We're getting most of the guck off of it. We've got the last 4 or 5 frets to go here. Now, I don't know what's on it, but it's terrible. And one thing I have noticed since then is, I don't know if that's going to show up. That's been done too. And I don't know if I'm going to mess with that all that much. Kind of afraid of messing up the finish there on the neck, but we'll see. We're going to continue getting this goo off of the fretboard and getting all the scratches out of it and everything. And I've been using a variety of things, sandpaper and a card scraper and a razor blade. And my sandpaper, I'm using an eraser as a sanding block. Give it some backing. So I'm about to carry on with this, and you don't need to watch that because it's really tedious. So hopefully I'll get the fretboard done up today. And then we can move on to the next thing, which I haven't decided what it is yet. Alright, 63 or 64 Harmony. Still on the bench. Oh, we're getting there. We pretty much got the fretboard the way we want it now. Now we can start up and start masking it and doing the frets. Been cleaning it up just with a damp cloth and water. It's starting to come up. There's some bad spots on it. Starting to take it apart. Get things all nice on it. It's a wicked cool little guitar though. Hope it goes back together and sounds as good as it looks. Okay, we're going to tape off some frets and do some fret work, I guess. Lots more sanding in my future. So, we have frets that look like frets again, and they're shaped like frets again. And they're very nice. We'll just get her unmasked here. Okay, there we go. I'll give it a touch of mineral oil. It's just sucking that right up. It's been a while since this one's been moisturized. Now, there's still some epoxy ground into the grain there. Not really much you can do about that. But we've made the playing surface nice and playable. It's not perfect, but it's a darn sight better than what it was. It was really rough and gouges in it, and the frets were all wonky. And there's still some sanding marks in it from whoever tried to do something to it, but we got most of it out. And get you zoomed in there. So there we go.
Oh my God.
The important part is, the touchy-feely part is nice. Oh, what are we going to do next? We're going to take a break. That's enough for this day.